This week on Sport Fishing, we're fishing aboard the Seawolf out of Emeryville, California. And we're up here in Northern California. We left a couple hours ago, and right now we're right in front of the Farallon Islands. And what we're doing right now is fishing for sand dabs. And that's not the fish we're after. We're gonna use the sand dabs for live bait to catch big lingcod. And then hopefully here too, we'll be fishing for rockfish. So if we get really lucky, we're gonna get limits of rockfish and hopefully some really nice big lingcod too. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. I'm Dan Hernandez and I live to fish.
All right.
I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life.
Oh!
Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way.
On there. They come off? Yeah.
But they ate almost all my baits. So you can't leave your line down too long, just a couple minutes. A couple minutes.
Here we go. Grab the sinker. These are the sand dabs that we're going to be using for live bait. We're going to leave here in a little bit, head over closer to the Farallons, and we're gonna fish for lingcod. But these sand dabs work out really good because if you use anchovies, there's so many rockfish, chances are you're just gonna catch a rockfish. But you use the sand dabs, they're so wide that the rockfish can't swallow them, but the lingcods love them. It's like a little French fry, candy to them. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. That's what we came in for. This is catching monsters. Yeah. All right, good shot. I appreciate that. On the sand.
All over the camera. Good job. Islands. Lingcod.
Love it.
one hiding down there, huh?
Was.
Anyway,
Right.
freaking Neil, yeah.
Heck yeah. Man, that's not that big. Treble hooks in his mouth. Careful.
Is he edible size? We'll keep it. Okay.
Show the camera. Show the camera. China cod.
China cod. Nice one. Maybe measured, okay?
I don't know. I don't think I am. I can't see him, so I don't know what to do here.
Look her right up gently.
Well, he'll keep.
Oh, well, that one's actually mine.
Slack up. Slack up on this line here. Just some slack. Slack.
Whoop. That was good. There we go. Small lingcod. Out at the Farallones. I love it. Beautiful day.
There's color. There it is. Lingcod. There it is. Should be legal. Oh yeah. There we go. Not a monster lingcod, but legal lingcod. And just fishing that live sand dab that we were using earlier. We spent some time earlier on the way out to catch what we caught for bait. And I dropped one of those down on the bottom, and there's that lingcod. Not too bad. This week in the tackle box, we're fishing up north, and what we're doing is fishing for rockfish and lingcod. Now, I like to target the lingcod, and that's why I'm using this particular tackle. You're always going to catch the rockfish. That's not a problem to catch them. But you want to get those two nice big lingcod for your limit. And while you're fishing for the lingcod, you're going to catch other fish too. But for me, one of the funnest ways to catch lingcod is to use a bucktail and a swim bait. And what I like to use is single tail grubs, and I put them together. And what I'll do with that is I'll cast it out, let it hit the bottom, wind it up, and work it back to me. Now you can catch lingcod on really big, heavy gear if you want, or you can use small, lighter stuff like this. I would use the 400 series. I would put 65-pound Spectra on it, 50-pound mono on top for a small piece of top shot or a small leader. You don't need fluorocarbon because you're going to be fishing on the bottom for the lingcod, and that fluorocarbon works best when it's right up on the surface. And you can use a little rod like this. Something rated to fish 40-pound test line would be perfect. And with a light line like this, with the Spectra line, any little bite you get, you're going to really feel it, and it's a lot of fun to bring in those lingcod on this lighter gear. Up north, you know, you get to fish that shallower water to catch these lingcod, so you're not fishing all the time like in 300 feet of water. Often we're in 100 feet, sometimes a little bit less than that too. Now, the best way to rig the bucktail for this type of fishing is, I like to use, there's a bunch of different baits you can use. You can use a swim bait like this. I like the single tail grubs. There's also double tail grubs. These will also work great too. They all work, but the best way to rig this up is to go ahead and use this little tube, slide it right into the tail, single tail grub, and it makes a little hole, makes it easier to work with. Then you take your bucktail, slide it in, and then just work it through. And this is what it looks like. Just flutter like that. You work it back right off the bottom, and the lingcods hit it. Lingcod are very aggressive fish, and as this is darting off the bottom, trying to escape from it, they can't resist it. They always hit it. Now the bucktails come in lots of different colors. The two colors I like a lot for lingcod fishing is the glow in the dark and also the chrome. These two are my two favorite colors when I'm targeting just lingcod. And I'm telling you, adding a single tail grub like this will really help you catch those bigger fish. It just makes it a bigger presentation, bigger bait. When you're in that shallower water, 200 feet, 100 feet, you can get down there most of the time with a 6-ounce bucktail, no problem. If you're in that shallower water, 100 feet or less, I would probably drop down to the brand new HD model B52 bucktail in 4-ounce, and that would work out really good. And again, just fish the light gear, and you'll have a lot more fun. All right, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Pull back. Pull back. Pull back, guys. Run around to the deck. There you go. A little more control that way. Very good. Good job.
I was fishing a whole sand dab, live sand dab on the bottom with an 8-ounce ball sinker. Normally you'd want to fish a 1-pound sinker, but the rod I'm using is awfully light. It got a 25-pound test line, so I went to 8-ounce sinker. Got that sand dab right on the bottom. Caught one already, and this one wasn't very aggressive. He just kind of got on there and didn't run or anything. Here he comes right here. See if he's legal size or not. Might be a little short. So we'll just bring him up. Looks a little short. There goes my hook. Yeah, he's definitely short. So we're gonna go ahead and release this fish. But keep fishing out here. You can see the Fairlawn Islands right there. It's a beautiful little island chain. And it's known for all the great white sharks that hang out around here. So we're gonna keep fishing the bottom, see if we can get us some more fish. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Here's a ling. Look at there. Me and my ling. I love it.
Chucklehead.
Chucklehead?
Chucklehead. Copper rockfish. Very nice.
That's on the
Nice one, Roy.
that was on the octopus.
Nice one. Right on.
Here's my fish. Big salmon grouper. Big salmon grouper. That was suspended, about 30 cranks up. That is a big salmon grouper. I was about 30 cranks up off the bottom, and I got this fish. That is a nice fish. Woo! All right, let's take a little break from the action here and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of these delicious fish we're catching today. This week in the galley, we're back at Gladstone's in Long Beach, California, right here in Rainbow Harbor, beautiful area. Standing next to me is Chef Pete. He's helped us out in the past. And hey, Chef, thanks for having us back.
Thank you very much, Dan.
And what do you have in store for us today?
I'm making a rockfish ceviche for you.
Oh, cool.
We got some fresh rockfish, and what we did was we filleted it out and we marinated it in lime juice. So we've got the rockfish, and what we're going to do here is we're going to drain this off into this bowl right here, reserving the lime juice because we're going to put a little bit of that lime juice back into our ceviche. The rest of the ingredients are just simple, like a pico de gallo, if you will. You've got chopped tomato. We're going to throw some of that in there. You've got some fresh onion. Throw some of that in there.
Do you like to use white or red onions for this?
I like white onions myself. I think they're sweeter. I find the red ones a little bit bitter. Here's jalapenos diced up really small. And you know, like all chilies, be careful. All the heat is in that white rib meat and in the seeds. So I try to avoid that. And but I do like jalapeno. And then I've got some fresh cilantro right here. And we're just gonna give this a little bit of mix. Now for me, just a touch more on my juice back, just so it has a little bit of a wetness to it, okay? We've got a nice little trick glass right here, supreme dish. We'll fill this bad boy up here like this. Garnish with some fresh tortilla chips. And there's a nice little garnish avocado for you.
Nice.
Maybe a little bit more cilantro on the top of that, just for fun. And a little bit of fresh lime. Finish it right at the end.
One of my favorite dishes. And Chef, like I was telling you, this is one of the dishes I hear from viewers a lot. They're asking how to make ceviche.
And you know, when you look it up online, some recipes, there's all different kinds of things you can do to that. You can add orange juice, you can use serrano chilies, you can even use habanero chilies. Be careful, those are the hot ones. But they're very flavorful, and if you get that rib meat out and you get those seeds out of any chili, that's where the heat is, and then you can start to taste the different flavor profiles of different chilies.
This is so good.
Glad you like it.
Any other tips for people?
I can't think of any at the moment. Everything fresh, that's what it's all about. You caught some fresh fish, let's eat it fresh, let's not let it sit around. And I don't think, you know, for me, if you throw it in the freezer, there's other applications. I don't think that frozen fish makes a good ceviche.
Okay.
But it does, depending on the fish, it'll come off the grill nicely later in time.
And I know you marinate this overnight. Is it mandatory overnight, or can you do it for like 2-3 hours?
You could do it for, I would say, 6
hours?
7 hours. You know, it kind of depends on the size of the meat that you cut up. So the smaller you cut it, the less time you need to marinate it. But that could probably get away with 6 hours.
No, but this one is, the flavor is so embedded in it, and I guess that's from overnight.
Right.
I've never soaked it that long. That's really good. Well, thanks, thanks, Chef.
A pleasure.
We're here at Gladstone's in Long Beach, California, Rainbow Harbor. Right behind us is Aquarium Pacific, Pier Point Sport Fishing. Just a beautiful area. Come on down. Well, thanks again, Chef. Let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Double.
There's proof that the wife outfishes me.
What a tango!
Here's a tango.
Okay.
I thought it was a big one. It's just a baby.
No, that's nice.
Yellowtail, it's good. It's going in the bag.
Yeah.
Looking good. Fishing with Danny here. Next one's a Lingcod.
Sorry.
Fishing with Dan Hernandez. Great day. First vermilion of the day. I like it, man.
There we go. Here we go. Here's that lingcod I just caught. Again, just working that bucktail with a little grub on there. Well, kind of a big grub, single tail grub. Nice, beautiful, quality fish. All right, we're gonna take a little break from the action here at the Farallon Islands aboard the Seawolf. And when we return, I'll be giving you this week's tip of the week. There's my limit, 3 lingcod. this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I did to catch all these fish today. Got that big salmon grouper, those lings, and it was all about using a bucktail. And the big tip is, when you want to go after some bigger fish, don't be afraid to put on something like this, a big single tail or a swim bait, add it onto the bucktail, you're going to get those bigger fish. What do you think? What's a good tip up here?
Just try something new every time. You know, go with a bigger tail, you can go with a smaller tail, or just a single grub on a proper loop.
And finally, this is Skipper John, did a great job today on the Sea Wolf. And John was telling me other times that when you come out here, sometimes the fish want the iron jigs and other times they want the bucktail.
Yes. And there's days where one day they'll eat iron, they'll eat chrome, and the next day it's all plastics. So if you know you're a bar fisherman and you can fish plastic swim baits, grubs, and they don't bite, switch to a chrome bar. If they don't bite chrome bar, switch to a color bar.
It's really important that you bring all those things when you're with you. It doesn't do you any good if you leave them at home in the garage. Got to be with you on the water. I want to thank Captain John for taking us out. Had a great time fishing with them. We fished up here for a few years now with them. And that's one of the things I like to tell you. If you only fish at home, wherever you live around the country, you know, you need to try some other adventures, some other experiences. That's what fishing is all about. I've caught lingcod up and down the coast, but coming here to the Bay Area is just lots of fun. It's a totally different experience. Being here by the Golden Gate Bridge, coming underneath it, it's a really unique deal. If you haven't tried fishing for the Sea Wolf, you should try it sometime. Thanks again, man. Well, I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.